everybody. Welcome to Sandcast U. First of all, whether you are a beach volleyball fan, a fanatic, those two are the same things, a player, a coach, anybody related to the beach volleyball world, or just new to beach volleyball in general, I am so happy that you are here with me at Sandcast U. First of all, you may be wondering, what the heck is Sandcast U? We already have Sandcast, hosted by Tri and Travis, who we all know and love. Well, they had a great idea to branch off a little bit and create Sandcast U, which will highlight the 2025 NCAA Collegiate Beach Volleyball season, and they have bestowed upon me the wonderful honor of hosting it. If you don't know me, my name is Madison Fitzpatrick. I played beach volleyball at Florida State from 2017 to 2022. I played in 2 national championship finals. We came in second both times, but it was the best experience of my life playing at that stage and at that level, and we won 5 conference championships. So I am really excited to be with you throughout the entirety of the collegiate season, to keep you up to date, let you know what you missed out on, and just talk every single thing NCAA Collegiate Beach Volleyball, which I feel so passionate about. All right, this first episode is going to be a mini preview of the upcoming 2025 season, players to watch, dark horses, who to look out for, etc. But before we begin, let's get some logistics out of the way. The NCAA Collegiate Beach Volleyball season starts February 20th and into that weekend, and then it concludes in Gulf Shores May 2nd through the 4th. Each team starting February 20th is going to be trying as hard as they can to get all the way to Gulf Shores, and 16 teams will make it. There's 2 ways that you can make it to Gulf Shores. You can get an automatic bid. If you win your conference, you get an automatic bid to go play in the national championship, or you can get an at-large bid. So if you put together enough wins with a tough enough schedule, you can be deemed worthy of going to the national championship. Before we begin talking about the teams, let's go over some history. USC, UCLA, FSU, and Pepperdine are actually the only 4 teams to have played in a national championship final since the inception of the NCAA National Championship Tournament in 2016. Now, UCLA won in 2018 and 2019, and USC has won all of the rest, including the last 4 in a row. And that's going to lead us right into previewing some of the teams for the 2025 season. I mentioned USC has won 4 in a row. Well, USC has this unique ability where they're never really rebuilding. They haven't had a rebuilding year in 4 years. They're just reloading. So it's really impressive to see what they've been able to do year in and year out at a consistently high level, taking the win at national championships. They have lost, though, some valuable key pieces that helped them get those 4 wins. They lost the Norse twins, Delaney Maple, and Megan Kraft. And if you know beach volleyball, you know all of those names. Those were integral pieces to the program. Well, they've got some players in the pipeline that are going to step up and that have been stepping up in last year's tournament in Maddie White. She played at the 2s last year and for 2 years in a row, and she wins at the national championship tournament, which is a difficult thing to do because it's the most pressure you feel as a collegiate beach volleyball player. They also return Ashley Pater, who played at the 4s, Maya Gessner, who's a Cal transfer, not a returner, a Cal transfer. Lefty brings a lot of experience and plays at a high level. They return Madison Gellner, Mabin Thomas, and Delaney Carls, who's a junior 6'2" middle blocker who will take more of a leadership role this season. Some transfers. They got some good transfers. They got Kaylee Truslow, who played at Florida State. Great vision, IQ, scrappy. She's the kind of player that really wants to win, which is important to have those on your team. Ella Larkin from LSU, Zoe Henson from Washington, Jess Horvath from U of A, and new, they've got Kennedy Coakley, who Coach Dane Blanton says she's physical, energetic, and fun. So a really interesting mix of 1, personalities, 2, experience levels, and 3, just players in general. And it will be interesting to see if they can make it 5, or will this be the year that someone takes them down? We say that every year. We will see. It starts February 20th. Next up, TCU is going to be gnarly. Mark my words, they're the dark horse. They have undeniable talent that could take them all the way if they execute in the right moments, but the talent is there. They return 2024 Olympians. Yes, you heard me, Olympians playing in college. Danny Alvarez and Tanya Moreno. 3 years ago when I was playing at Florida State, Alvarez and Moreno were kicking butt and taking absolute names. They were all-stars for TCU 3 years ago. Since then, They've played again collegiately. They went and played on the stage that is the Olympics, played against the top talent in the entire world, and now they're coming back to play collegiately. So I can only imagine the heights that they can take this TCU team to. They are as talented of collegiate players as they come, and I can't wait to watch them. They also return Olivia Kleins, who was the CUSA Freshman of the Year last season. They return Lena Camille and Haley Hamlet, who are all-stars for them, who have been really good year in and year out, both tall, physical, talented players, and Maria Gonzalez and Alanis Navis, who are both workhorses. The question with this TCU team is, yes, they have the talent, but can they execute when it counts at the national championship tournament? I'm excited. I think they're one of the front runners. Next up, UCLA, kind of in the same boat as USC. They lost a lot of their key pieces. They lost Devin Newberry, Riley Powers, Lexi Denenberg, and Jaden Whitmarsh. And I competed against all of those athletes, and they were incredible. They are a core group of that UCLA team, leaders immensely, and they know how to win in big pressure situations. So those are some big losses for UCLA, but they've got some good returners. They've got Maggie Boyd, who's a junior, Perry Brennan, who is a rock-solid defender, one of the best defenders coming back collegiately, Tessa Van Winkle, Natalie Miskowski, and Kenzie Brower. They also have a newcomer from Texas A&M Corpus Christi named Cassie Dodd. She is a 6'2" blocker on the Australian national team, and she's very talented. She'll be a good blocker for them. And Sally Perez, newcomer, 2024 Fall Pairs champ with Maggie Boyd. She also won a bronze medal at the U19 Beach World Championships at the young age of 19. So she's experienced for being so young, and I think she has the ability to step in and play a huge role right out of the gates. Cal Poly, next up. Let's talk about Cal Poly for a second. Todd Rogers and Angela Rock have this unique ability to get 200% out of this Cal Poly team and out of every single one of their athletes every single year. They are as elite of coaches as they come. Angela Rock coached me at Florida State, so I can speak from experience. She is a motivator. She is technically so strong. She knows her stuff. Same with Todd Rogers. Both of them played at the highest level, so it's no wonder why they can get 200% out of all of their athletes. They've got a lot of really good returners. They've got Lindsay Sparks, who has been through a lot, fought through a lot of adversity with injuries, and is back and plays with the highest volleyball IQ in the collegiate beach volleyball game. I would definitely venture to say that. She is so much fun to watch. She makes crazy reads. She knows how to win at a high level because she's played at such a high level before, and she has that extra motivation from being injured and coming back. Senior Piper Furch is a returner, sophomore Erin Inskeep, junior Ella Connor, junior Izzy Martinez, and they have a lot of talented freshmen. So I think the combination of the freshmen with these very talented and experienced returners, it's going to be an interesting mix, and I look forward to seeing what Todd Rogers can get out of them. Sanford lost a good core group of seniors last season, but they return a good amount of girls. Ruby Sora, Brooke Rockwell, who played at the ones last year as a freshman, really tall, physical, jumps through the roof. She's going to be a good one for them. Clara Stolwell, Kelly Bellardi, Ashley Vincent, Taylor Wilson, and Emmy Sharp. Now let's go to FSU. This is one of the youngest teams that FSU has had in a very long time. They've got no transfers. I think a lot of freshmen will be playing, and every single one of the players on the team, Coach Niles recruited. Top returner, 5'10", junior Alexis Durish. Alexis Durish has been a winner ever since she got to Florida State. She got to Florida State freshman year, played at a very high level. Sophomore year, played at a very high level. Got 60 wins in those 2 years. She's 60 wins to 11 losses, which for your freshman and sophomore season to accumulate that number of wins, she's an all-star. She's very athletic. Anna Long had double hip surgery. She's back, here to play. That's a good returner for them. Audrey Koenig is full-time at the beach now. If you don't know Audrey Koenig, she was the 2023 ACC Co-Player of the Year for Indoor in 2023. Like I said, she's an all-around stud in the indoor game, and now she's focusing all of her efforts on beach. She's very athletic. She jumps through the roof, and she picked up beach really quickly, which is not an easy thing to do, as you and I, as players and coaches, as we know. So she's really impressive, one to watch. Freshmen Mariah Massey, Kenzie Holquist, Gella Andrew, Bailey Higgins, and Jordan Bulwer are all going to have to come up big for Florida State because they've got a lot of holes to fill, and it's a young, very hopeful team with a ton of talent and a ton of potential. Next up, LSU. LSU is going to make a splash. And do you know how I know this? They make a splash every single year. I played them 5 years in a row, and you will always get the best out of LSU when you play them. And I think that's because they have this unique, united quality about the program. The girls love playing there, and they are very centered and united in who they are and their goals. So every year they make a splash. Last season in the national championship tournament, they had 2 upsets. They upset number 5 TCU and number 3 Stanford, made it to the semis, and then fell to UCLA 1-3. So I say never doubt LSU. Some key returners for them. Parker Bracken, number 1, 2024 NCAA All-Tournament team. She was on that, and she was also the CCSA Pair of the Year. They return Aubrey O'Gorman, who's 6'3", tall, physical, and Gabby Bailey, who was a grad student on the ones last season. Cal, LMU, Arizona State, and Texas. They're in the mix as well every single year. Hawaii, Georgia State, Long Beach. Texas actually is fairly new, but they've got Stein Metzger as their head coach, and he took UCLA to unprecedented heights. I have zero doubt that he's going to do that to Texas. They've got some talented girls. It'll be interesting to see how they come up and play in the mix of all of these more established programs. Okay, like I said, this is Sandcast U. When the season gets going, I will have updates of the tournaments and the players to watch and who is looking good as we get closer to Gulf Shores. But thank you so much for tuning in to our little preview and to our first episode, and I cannot wait to see you next time.